Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another squad builder with me, FifaWonda HD here. Please hit subscribe guys if you haven't already. All your support is really appreciated and it means a lot. So let's get into this squad builder anyway guys. This is my best free agent team from the Premier League. It was released yesterday, the names of the players who are going to be released, and this is my compiled best team of those sort of free agents. And we kick off with Mark Schwarzer in goal. An absolute veteran of the Premier League. One of the best goalkeepers we've seen. He's been so consistent. Really good player still. I've enjoyed using his card as well. Played a fair few games with it before this squad when I was just using him as a backup sort of reserve goalkeeper. But he was very good. Very tall. Gets around the goal quickly. And is pretty damn hard to beat in fairness. Would imagine he'd get snapped up fairly quick, as I would with this guy, Danny Simpson. Still quite young, good pace, likes to get forward, decent defending. He's a good right back. You know, you don't get spotted by Man United for nothing, and then obviously ends up at Newcastle, another big team with a lot of pedigree there. You know, this guy just needs games. He needs a team where he's going to be the #1 right back. Whether that's with a Premiership team or a Championship team, who knows? But I think he's more than good. You know, got enough skill to play in the Premier League. Just needs the games. Now this guy technically is not a free agent anymore, as he's snapped up straight away by Liverpool. So that shows the faith they have in him. But, you know, he was released by Man City. They let him go for free, and, you know, Liverpool saw their opportunity and snapped him up. Really overpowered card in game. Lots of people have used him. Although he doesn't have that great a pace, he's just a beast in the air, and he's very good at defending. And you know, those non-rare gold cards seem to be very good this year. Another one here, and that's William Gallas. Really like this guy, I must admit. I think he's incredible. In real life, I think he's done really well. You know, he's played for Arsenal, Chelsea, and now Spurs in the Premier League, and I think he would quite easily slot into another Premier League side, whether it's as a full-time sort of centre back or, you know, just there as cover. Who knows? But I'm sure he'll get snapped up straight away. Now we move on to the first silver player in this team, which is Nicky Shorey. Again, a player who's been around the Premier League, you know, with those sort of bottom-ish mid-table sides, you know, the likes of Villa, West Brom and Reading. So he's got that experience, you know, he's played in the Premier League, he's won promotions, he's avoided relegation, he's been relegated, he's sort of seen it all. He's an experienced head, good player. I think his pace is a little bit higher in real life than what's on the card. He seems to like going forward a bit when I've seen him play, but I'm sure he'd be a good left back for any sort of team looking to get promoted or maybe stay in the Premier League. Right midfield, guys, one of the more exciting players of this team, Jermaine Pennant. Really like this guy in real life. He has got so much ability and could have been really good at the top clubs. You know, he did well for Birmingham City, earned a move to Liverpool, and it never worked for him there. And then it's just sort of spiraled down, not really worked out for him. He's always had a sort of attitudey problem, so it would be a risk for any team who did pick him up, but he's well worth the risk because the benefits of what he can do with the ball are just insane. He's got fantastic free kicks, a good shot on him, and he's very quick. And who doesn't like quick players on the wings? Let's be honest. So we have Diarra now, Mamadou Diarra, who I thought did really well for Fulham when he played last year. A very good holding midfielder, good defending, good heading, nice, decent passing as well, and just does, you know, the sort of dog work for the team. And I think it's important for teams to have that. Whether he'll stay in the Premier League or not, who knows? He may well leave for another league, but he's a good player and well worth picking up both in-game and in real life. I wouldn't be surprised if he does earn, you know, a first-team spot at another Premiership club because he's a good player, as is this guy. Maybe the move to Chelsea wasn't really the right move because he's not a big-name player, but Yossi Benayoun, no doubt, could easily play in the sort of West Hams where he did before. You know, that sort of mid-table Premiership club. I think that is what he needs, because he's a really good player. Great passing, good dribbling, good shooting. Always pops up with a few goals. Really enjoyed playing with this card, to be honest. He did, exactly what he does in real life. He's got a nice 4-star weak foot as well. Just a really good player. Now, this free agent probably excites me more than anyone of the teams. If I had enough money to pay his wages, I would go out and give him a chance, because I think he's been wrongly exiled at Chelsea. I don't know why. I think it's entirely personal, that sort of decision, because apart from him letting people know why he was training with the reserves and that he'd be there all year, he hasn't really complained that much. And he's probably one of the most consistent players in this team. For 2 years ago, he was doing it every week, scoring lots of goals. Really, really good player for a couple of years under Mourinho. But afterwards, just not really happened for him. He's got 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, good shooting, good passing, good dribbling. Really good player, and that's why he made the team ahead of Arsharvin, because I think Arsharvin was a bit of a one-season wonder. Now Franco De Santo up front from the newly relegated Wigan. He was at Chelsea, and that sort of says something, because they obviously saw something in him. His goal-scoring record is, quite frankly, terrible. Apart from last season, where it picked up a little bit, last couple of seasons, he's looked a lot better. Now, maybe a stint in the Championship, a little bit easier, get the confidence up, would do him the world of good. Because he's not a bad player, in real life, and on his card, he's quite decent as well. And we finished the team off, guys, with the last striker, which goes to Carlton Cole. Another player who I think is a really, really good player in real life. Very solid, wins a lot of ball. I've seen him play quite a few times, both in real life and on TV. And he's always done a really good job. Always been a focal point for the team. Surprised West Ham are letting him go. Not the most out-and-out goal scorer, but I think combined with a good, decent partner that he could play every week with, I think you'd get a great return from him, to be honest. He's a really good player. As you can see, 3-star weak foot and 3-star skills as well on his card. And we'll just have a quick run through the bench. Andre Arsharvin, a lot of talent there, but, maybe a one-season wonder. Maybe needs to go back to Russia or something to sort of discover his form. But, I'm sure he'll be snapped up straight away because of his pedigree with Arsenal and what he has achieved in the Premier League in the short space that he has been playing here. But he is a really good player, and I'm surprised Arsenal let him go quite so easy. Maybe would be good to have on the bench. Now we have a look at Zoltan Gera, a player West Brom re-signed, which showed they obviously thought he was good enough to bring him back. Decent Premiership. I wouldn't play him at right midfield. To be honest, I'd play him at centre mid. But I think he's a decent Premiership centre midfielder. Good shooting, good dribbling, good passing. Not got the pace, but those 3 stats that he has got are pretty good. Matthew Upson now, really strong centre-back. A little bit older, lost the pace. Not that he had an amazing amount of pace anyway, but a really solid defender. Played with Brighton near the end of last season, following a pretty poor place at Stoke. Didn't really do that well for Stoke. Not really getting the chances. But he did well for Brighton, and they did well near the end of the season. DJ Campbell, really exciting player. I've seen him play quite a few times. Always sort of seems to be in the right position. A bit of fox in the box about him. And just sort of scores the goals, which, they're not always the prettiest, but goals are goals, especially in the Premier League, or if you're chasing promotion out of the Championship. Wayne Bridge, snapped up straight away. Played really well with Brighton. Sort of got his career back on track, to be honest, with Brighton after his Man City days, and he has been signed straight away at Reading. Also, Harry Redknapp said that he wanted him at QPR, but he's gone to Reading. Who knows whether that'll be a good decision or not. But to be honest, I think maybe he's seen the Man City thing and thought, oh, don't fancy that at QPR. Could be the same. Jerome Thomas, another exciting, tricky, fast player. I'm sure he'll get snapped up straight away. A bit injury prone, but a worthwhile punt nonetheless, and a pretty decent player. Always good off the bench because he's got that pace, exuberance, and a bit of flair as well that could win you a match. Now, Milan Petric, I thought did really well for Fulham last year. I'm surprised they've let him go. You know, to have a card with 81 shooting and only be rated 78, I think is pretty good. It shows that his card is really good. His pace is the only real thing letting him down. And in real life, he scored a fair amount of goals, you know, for a first time in the Premiership. And I think he would do pretty well, to be honest, for another Premiership team. Whether he stays in the Prem or not, who knows. But that is my sort of best first 11 and bench of the free agents, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit like, subscribe, and peace.